give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire.
Alright, so I'm really bored and I thought I'd make a second video of the day. This one's gonna focus more on the NFC East than just on the Cowboys. So far the NFC East looks like this. Dallas 3-0 with a 1-0 division record. Redskins at 2-1 with a 1-1 division record. Eagles at 1-2 with 0-1 division record, and the Giants at 1-2 with a 0-1 division 1-1 division record. I think that's about right. Let's start at the bottom with the Eagles because they have no division wins. They impressed me, or the offense did, and they put up 56 on the Lions, which, you know, even though it's the Lions defense, it's saying a lot. So, you know, maybe McNabb shook off that rust. You know, maybe Kevin Curtis just finally decided to live up to, you know, his #1 receiver status in Philly, if he is #1 receiver. Or maybe, you know, it was a fluke game against a bad defense. We'll know next week. I'm not sure who the Eagles play next week. I should look that up before I made the video, but oh well. We'll know next week, right? No, actually, I believe you guys have the Giants, so whatever. Then the Giants, who came up big, their defense came up big in the second half in Washington, in FedEx Field. So I know Mike and Ike was pissed off about that. You know, I'm still not, you know, even though Eli's put up big numbers, I'm still not buying that he can do it. I want to see how Eli does against the Bears. Let me just say that. I don't think he's gonna do anything. I think in week 1 he was against a really suspect Dallas secondary, and he exploited Jock Reeves on Plax Burress, and that's all he was pretty much able to do. So, you know, I think the Giants are still going to finish 8-8. Then the Redskins. They've excuse me. They've come out and impressed me so far. You know, if you go back to one of my my videos on NFC East QBs, I said Jason Campbell had all the tools and equipment around him to be the real deal, and I believe he does. I think Jason Campbell and Tony Romo are going to have a nice little rivalry for the years to come. You know, people are talking about Vince Young and Matt Leinart, but I think it's going to come down to Romo and Campbell. I think those two are going to, you know, put up some. You know, they're gonna give us some interesting games over the years to come. So, say what you want, I think Jason Campbell's the real deal. He's got all the tools. He just, you know, one thing I think he lacks is downfield accuracy. You know, he's relying too much on Santana Moss's speed of I'm gonna throw it there, you go and get it, instead of I'm gonna throw it somewhere where you can't get it. So I think that's something he can work on, and if that's something he gets down, he'll be, you know, he'll have the total package at quarterback. You know, what really impresses me about him is that a lot of quarterbacks they sort of like rely on their receivers too much, and they sort of forget about the tight end. But the really good quarterbacks, you know, like Peyton Manning, you know, Tony Romo, and you know, McNabb back last year, you know, they find their tight ends. They get their tight ends involved in the game because they know that usually a lot of the time that's a mismatch. So, you know, Campbell's not afraid to throw to Chris Cooley, who's a great tight end. Actually, he's more of an H-back in Washington's system, but essentially it's the same thing. So, you know, the Redskins, I think you know, if you asked me at the beginning of the season, I would say they have a shot at the wild card, but with the way Green Bay's playing, and you know, it's just like if the Bears can get it together, they might take them, and Green Bay might be fighting for that wild card spot with one of them taking the division. Arizona can get hot at any time, so I think the wild card's going to be pretty good at the NFC this year. I think you're going to need a 10-game wins to make it into the wild card this year in the NFC. You know, a lot of people are underestimating the NFC, saying, you know, like, I forgot, Pasquarelli for ESPN is already calling the NFC team, you know, the runner-up in the Super Bowl, and to them I say, fuck you, you know. Why can't the Cowboys or the Redskins or the Packers or the Seahawks or anybody beat an AFC team? I mean, come on. Some people are gonna learn how to slow down the Patriots' offense. Indy's not invincible. Neither is Baltimore. So I don't think that the AFC is head and shoulders above the NFC. I think they have a slight advantage, and it's easily overcomable. So, the NFC East. My prediction 3 weeks in is going to come down to a two-horse race between Dallas and Washington. Oldest rivalry in football, right? I mean, I know this gets to you Eagles fans that we're your number one rival, but you're not ours. Cowboys and Redskins go a long, long way back. I mean, they try to stop us from becoming a franchise altogether. And we're the Yankees and Red Sox of the NFL. So I think it's come down to that. I think it's going to come down. I think it might come down to Romo versus Campbell in Week 17. If the Redskins can show they're for real. I know they haven't really beaten. 2-1 is nothing to laugh at. So because it's good. But I want to see how they do against the Bears. How they do against the Patriots. So it can all change. Injuries or whatnot. Eagles can get hot. Giants can get hot. Cowboys will falter. But that's just my prediction on the status. Overall, I mean, I'm surprised. There's been a few pleasant surprises. And then there's been a few disappointments all around the NFL. Green Bay 3-0. What the fuck? I guess Brett Favre's working saved all his magic for his last season. Shit, they beat the Chargers. So I guess the Super Bowl bound Chargers weren't all that good to begin with, right? Then again, Mike and Ike will tell you that's what you get when you have a Norv Turner as a head coach. So let me know what you guys think about my overall thoughts on the NFC East. I think it's going to. I'm glad 3 weeks in we're on top. We have, the Cowboys should go 5-0. Because I mean, we got the Rams coming up without Steven Jackson, so that's a given. Their offense and defense have been struggling. We got the Bills coming up after that on Monday night. Who they have? They lost. Their defense was what? London Fletcher, Takeo Spikes, and Nate Clements. They're gone. So Cowboys should go 5-0. I can see the Redskins going 4-1. I can see the Eagles crawling up to 3-2, 2-2, 2-3. I still got no faith in the Giants. So let me know what you guys think. All right, take it easy.